Okay. Hello everybody, and today's episode of Project Cardboard. I have a build here, and I'm going to try to do this kind of more Adam Savage styled episodes where I have these longer form videos where I just show you, and not so many cuts and different angles, just one angle basically where I just show you what I'm doing. So it should give you an idea of actually how it is, how I make this stuff. So yeah, I'll just be talking. So this is the Star Destroyer, the Executor class. My personal favorite ship. I've made the ship like a few years back. I gave it to my friend before I moved, and I always liked this ship, and it just got me thinking, and I was like, wow, I should make the ship again, you know, this type of ship. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. And for this, I'm making this little part, not little, but a part at the back, to go at the back. I'll show you later on. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut this piece, these out of this black foam. So this is just regular foam from the Walmart or dollar store. They have it pretty much every store. But I'm just cutting these shapes, and I'll put them to make a 3D shape where I can then later put them together and then glue white paper on top of them, and then put the little rectangles, which you will see in a bit. Okay, so this black foam is really nice for structural pieces like this, and of course the whole ship is made from this foam material, and it's really nice for just making these parts that need to be tougher or just have more strength to them. Obviously because it's thick and foam, so sadly that takes away from the fact of saying this is made of totally paper, but it is at the end of the day still made of paper, although it does have some foam in it. And I try to stay with paper as much as I can, but sometimes you can kind of go away from that and, you know, just do what you have to do to make the model with as much structural stability as you can, because you don't want it like collapsing and stuff. And also, as I just cut this piece, you can see the model has plastic on it, and I did that because I don't want it to have any water condensation or anything on it, you know, so, or dust in the little pieces, because this model, you have to blow it out every once in a while, these little parts. So okay, so let me just I took the hot glue gun, and as always the hot glue also is another good thing for just structural stability for these bigger parts. I have this I use clear Elmer's glue for a lot of the parts, but then for these main parts I have the hot glue, and I just use that. It's really nice for these bigger parts. So now I'm gonna cover it with this white cardstock, and that should make it look really good, and it'll fit in just to cover that black paint on it. If I had a white board, I probably would just use that, but I have black right now, so I'll just use that. So as always, annoying the little strings on that come from the hot glue that the hot glue gun makes, these strings, so I always just have to pull them off. They're a little bit annoying, but they're fine, and just something you have to live with if you're making it using this glue. So I'm just gonna glue this on the side. It does take a long time. A small part like this would take so long, so you can imagine how the whole build, how long it took. And the reason why I didn't post a video of me actually making it was so time consuming that I couldn't find time to actually post it on YouTube, although I really wanted to. And it's these bigger, better projects that I'm sure people actually want to see. So, but this is this video. From now on I will be making these longer form videos for it, hopefully. So that's where it goes, right in that little nook there. It fits really nicely. I just have to trim it a little bit to get that to get it to fit in there a little smoother, because it is, you know, not properly shaped. just a little bit. And these types of things, it's best to do with an X-Acto knife. I'm just using the scissors because that's what I have on hand right now. And now, as you can see, it fits in there much better, so much better than it did. And maybe you can't see that, but it fits in really well. And I really like that about parts. And it's such a slow building, such slow like what you're doing of it. So it's just nice for just sitting, calming down, just taking time to make these things, make these little parts, and just put it together. And one thing when you're making things like this, it's very important to always keep cleaning stuff and cleaning your desk, because once you stop cleaning, then it will get so messy so fast. You'll be like, what? How did it get so messy so quick? So you just have to make sure that you keep rubbing off your desk, picking up the little pieces of paper or whatever material you're using to just keep cleaning and organizing. And I've started doing that very recently. Before, my desk used to be so messy. I'd have my computer there for reference images, editing, whatever, and then I'd have the parts here just messy. So it's very important to keep it organized. You'll find yourself making better things and finding easier ways of doing things and making better details, just everything. It'll just kind of invigorate you to do more. Okay, so just get these little pieces. Okay, so these pieces here, I'm gonna cut them vertically so that I can get these little, all these little squares and rectangles so I can just glue it over that piece that I just took. You can see right there. So I'm just gonna cut these. I've been doing this so much, my hand is like feeling it like a little bit, because I just keep cutting these strips and cutting them vertically to get these little parts, these little rectangles. And it's really nice just applying them, but it can get tiring so quickly. In fact, I left this monotonous task for like a few days, and then I got back to it because it's just got so tiring just cutting these little rectangles and rectangles. But the thing does look really cool, this back part, as you can see. And we haven't even gotten into the top part of the island, so once we get to that, it'll be probably so much more complicated. Okay, so as I glue in these little rectangles, it's I just sped it up because it took so long. It took me a good few minutes, maybe like, a good few minutes. But one thing is, when you're making something like this, it's really nice to have something nice to listen to. So just a little something I thought I'd mention. I like to listen to Mr. Creeps. He's a creepypasta narrator on YouTube, and and it's just one of the things that I started listening to, and it's just really nice to listen to. So that's just one little suggestion for those of you who don't know what to listen to, or I don't know, you might listen to like music and you get tired of it, whatever. Mr. Creeps narrations, some of the most interesting, amazing stories to listen to. So right now, in fact, that's what I'm listening to in this video. So it's just a really nice thing to listen to. Some of them are really silly and they have funny titles, and the man is a great narrator himself. So that's just something, a little tip. I'll leave the link in the description so you guys can go check it out. It's a really nice creepypasta narrator with some really good creepypastas on there. So anyway, what I do is I take a toothpick and dip it in this lid with some glue in it, dab it on the part, put a few dabs at a time, and I just cover the whole piece in dabs of glue, so then I can just go through the applying the little rectangle stage, and I'll just put the rectangles on and apply them on like that. So, and then after that I layer them even more just to get a more multifaceted shape and look, add some visual interest. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be doing this for the next week probably, because as you can see, there's some gaps in this build here, this model, this back here. There's some gaps, so I have to fill those in with little rectangles and smaller rectangles and bigger rectangles, just to get that nice, really detailed look as if it's a real spaceship. And so far it's looking so good. A lot of time, a lot of work, but it's all worth it for a beautiful, beautiful model.